Morning. It's just gone 8:20 and I'm on my way to Norfolk, approximately 270 miles away. I'm continuing with me coastal walk. It's been about 7 months now since I last did any of the coastal walking due to COVID. Obviously it was last September when I arrived in Brancaster, and that's where I'm heading for today. Well, I finally arrived in Brancaster 8 months later than planned, but I'm here at last, and I'm just making my way towards the Norfolk Coastal Path, which is just about 300 metres away. Parked outside the pubs and I should be back here in a couple of days' time, hopefully. Okay, the first part of today is to work my way from Brancaster to a place called Burnham Deepdale, where I can get some lunch. That's about 2.5-3 miles away. So I'm now on the famous wooden platform which runs around the back of Brancaster. Just makes it prettier than walking through the town, I guess. But I've been on it for about 5 minutes. Okay, I've come off the footpath slightly just to pop into the village here and get some provisions and a bottle of cold pop. It's not far, it's just about 150 metres maybe each way, so but yeah, it's quite busy, there's quite a few people. So what happens when the sun comes out? The Norfolk Coast Path. I'm going to walk for another half an hour or so and then sit down and have some lunch, because although it's quite late, closer probably to tea time, I've just got myself a large pork pie and a kind of pop from the shop, so I'm going to sit down and have that. Coast, although the water is some distance away, probably at least a mile. Okay, I'm about 5 miles down and I'm just approaching a place called Burnham Overy Staithe. I think that's how they pronounce it. Should be there in about 10 minutes. I haven't sat down and eaten my pork pie like I said I was going to, because there's nowhere really to sit on this flood embankment. There's a bit of a breeze, a cool breeze, so I didn't want to sit in the cold. say that Burnham over Staithe. I stopped for 10 or 15 minutes and had some of my pork pie and some water. But I'm going to carry on. The sign before said it's 5 miles to Wells by the sea. It's not even tea time. I've still got at least 3 hours of light. So I'm just going to crack on as far as I can. I should be able to get to Wells in 5 miles and then I'll see where we are when I get there. I'm on this really nice path on top of the flood embankment. This area is known as Holcombe Bay, and I'm going to walk along this for the next 3 miles possibly. I saw the sign earlier saying no camping, so I'm going to have to just carry on as far as I can. I've managed to find the path through the dunes. It looks reasonably flat, so shouldn't be too energy sapping. I'm continuing along Holcombe Bay. I've left all of the tourists and dog walkers behind. I think I'm probably going to be on my own for a couple of miles until I get a bit closer to Wells by the sea. Just to keep you updated, I'm deviating away from the Norfolk coastal path and I'm going to take to the beach. The tide's well out and there are other people all the way along this beach, so I'm going to walk along the beach. This beach should take me all the way to Wells by the sea. It's beautiful and firm, the sand, so quite easy to walk along. I'm almost at Wells. I've got those nice beach hutches behind me now. The sand's quite soft, so it's pretty tough going, so I might be sounding like I've climbed a hill, but I haven't. Tough day. I wasn't sure how far I was going to walk today, but the sun's due to go down in about an hour and I'm almost at Wells, so I'm going to sit down at Wells for half an hour and then maybe carry on for another mile beyond Wells and then find a spot to camp. So yeah, I'm almost at Wells along this awesome track. Okay, I've had a look around Wells and I've now decided to continue. I've got about an hour and 50 minutes of light left, so I'm going to continue. Okay, I think I found somewhere to camp tonight. It's not on the nature reserve, it's just off, so I hope I'm okay. It's a bit of a lane and there's a green space to the side of it, and I'm hoping I'm going to be here in a way in the morning before anybody else comes down walking the dog. So what I'll do is I'll just hang around here for half an hour, have a can of drink, make sure there's nobody coming around, and then I'll pitch my tent. And that'll be me hopefully for tonight. It's not a bad first effort. It's the first time I've ever pitched that new Lunar Solo tent. Good morning. Just having a coffee and some porridge. I've been up about half an hour. I'm just sorting my gear out. The plan for today is to get to Stiff Key initially, which is only about 2 miles from here. I'll see what facilities are in Stiff Key, try and grab some provisions for lunchtime. If there's nothing there, then I'll just continue on. I'm not sure what the town is, but there'll be another 4 or 5 miles further down the coast. Leave no trace. It's still only 6:30 in the morning. It's beautiful. It's going to be a glorious day on my way to possibly Cromer. I quite like this time of day, even though it's only 6:30. It's quiet. The birds are out. The sun's coming up. The grass is still wet. It's just stunning, really. I've passed Stiff Key. I'm not intending to visit the little town. It's still only 7 o'clock in the morning and it's unlikely that anything will be open at this time. So I'm going to push on towards, I think it's Blakeney, and maybe get some breakfast. But yeah, I've just passed the notice board and there was a few things that mentioned that I might want to look for, including an unusual pillbox, a relic of World War II. Guessing that's the pillbox. This is Morston. It's obviously quite a busy place, lots of boats, a few people and organised seal trips out to sea. So I've decided to stop here for 10 minutes just to get some liquid before I carry on to Blakeney, which is about another 1.5 miles down the coast. This is Blakeney. Okay, I'm just having a half an hour rest in Blakeney. Really pretty. Like a lot of the towns around here, it's really pretty. I've just managed to find a van which sold us a coffee and a bacon and egg bap. So I'm going to have those and enjoy them as well. I left Blakeney about 20 minutes ago maybe, and I'm heading to a place called Clare next to the sea. And I should be there in about half an hour. I'm then gonna just carry on to Sheringham, which I think is a further 8 miles down the coast. Short update, I've been diverted off the Norfolk coast path onto a road. I think it's only for a quarter of a mile, so not too bad. I'm right on the beach now. I'm heading towards Wearborn, 4 miles away, and then Sheringham a further 3. But I'm now literally right on the beach. I'm still walking along this beach, avoiding the waves, which are just behind me. I'm about 2 miles down. It's quite hard on the feet. But as soon as I get a chance, I'm gonna come away from the waves and have another short break. I'm just having something to eat. That 4 miles to Wearborn was really difficult. Walking on Pea Shingle for about 4 miles. It's pretty tough. Sheringham. I've got a big smile on my face. I'm just loving this walking, honestly. I'm almost in Sheringham. Okay, I've reached Sheringham. I've had myself another coffee, a Magnum iced lolly, and a can of pop. Now I also managed to use the men's rooms, which I needed to do. I know that's too much info, but anyway, I'm carrying on now. I've got about 4 more miles to get to Cromer. From Sheringham to West Runton, I walked along the foot of the cliffs, which I don't think is officially the Norfolk coastal path. However, that's what I chose to do. Having arrived at West Runton, I've gone up onto the top of the cliffs, which is where I am now. And I think this will take us all the way to Cromer, which is about 2 miles away. I'm an idiot, officially. I've left me pole about half a mile down this track. I put it to the side while I used the bloody camera, but I've now got to trek back for it and back again, so that's an extra mile on top of me day. Stupid. I've done it before in lost pools. I need to surgically attach it to my hand to stop us forgetting it. Thankfully it's still there. This is Cromer. I'm now just going to try and find the bus stop to take me back to the car at Brancaster. Good morning, I'm back in Cromer. It's Saturday. It's just gone 7 o'clock. I'm pleased I slept in the car last night because it was freezing cold and there was a lot of frost on the ground. The plan today is just to keep walking south. Not sure how far I'm going to go today. I'm going to try and do probably 12 miles. I've checked, there are buses running along this area from Great Yarmouth to Cromer. It's just a matter of taking a couple of diversions to get back here today. So the sun's shining again. It's cold, but the sun is shining, hence the sunglasses. I've now walked along the beach from Cromer to Overstrand. It's been about 40 minutes. Quite a pleasant walk. Just the occasional dog walker this time in the morning. Got beautiful cliffs on me right and the crashing waves on me left. I've had to come off the beach just at Overstrand because the next mile and a half of the beach is inaccessible due to the high tide. So I've basically got to walk along the road for about, I don't know, it's only a quarter of a mile before I can then work my way slowly back towards the beach. Having walked along that beautiful cliff top with the rapeseed on one side and the sea on the other. That was about maybe 2 miles. I'm now back in a place called Trimmingham, walking along the road, as you can see. As you can see from that sign behind me, I've been diverted off the main Norfolk coast path through this caravan park. So I'm now taking a diversion. But I'm going to find somewhere to stop soon because it's probably a warmer day than it has been all week and I need a drink and something to eat. I'm probably about 6 miles in for today. Okay, I'm sat on Mundersley Beach watching the sea go by. I went to the local shop and got myself some Lucozade and some M&Ms. I'm going to stop here for about 40 minutes. And then I'm going to carry on down the coast. I don't think I'll get as far as Sea Palling today, but that's where I'm going to try and get. I think it's still about 10 miles away. But it's only 10 o'clock, so we'll have plenty of time. I'm just having another break. I'm at Backton. Probably about a mile and a half from a place called Walcott. I'm having to have more breaks because my right foot's a bit sore. And it's pretty warm despite the hat. And I'm having to take on lots of fluid. Just a bit of an update. I was heading on the last leg towards Happisburgh, but I've been told the slipway is currently shut, and due to the fact that there's cliffs, I don't know if there's any other access off the beach. So I've only walked a quarter of a mile along the beach, so I'm going to head back and head up to the top of the cliffs because I don't want to have to walk all the way there and all the way back again if I can't get off the beach. I'm now on top of that cliff towards Happisburgh. The views are actually nicer up here anyway. I just want to let you know what I'm doing. I've decided I'm going to get to Happisburgh. I'm then going to get the bus back to Cromer, and then I'm going to drive to Happisburgh, park there, and then walk from there towards Sea Palling later today, and then wild camp somewhere near Sea Palling. I've just been told there's no buses at weekends, so I'm going to have to continue walking and wild camp overnight. The nearest bus stop is at Stalham, and apparently that's 4.5 miles inland, so that's not an option. Damn, should have checked the timetable properly. Okay, I'm still heading for Sea Palling. I've been walking along this nice promenade for the last mile, but it's about to run out and I'm about to go onto the nice soft sand. Whoopee. How I love that stuff after 17 miles. Anyway, I'll crack on to Sea Palling. It's only a mile and a half away, and then we'll see what happens when I get there. See how much energy I have left. Okay, I've had a pint in the pub at Sea Palling. It's my first pint since New Year's Day. I didn't really want to drink, I just needed to charge my phone because I'm down to less than 5% on this battery. But anyway, I'm going to carry on. I've had a good break. I've had a good break for an hour. So I'm now going to carry on and maybe do another 3 miles. It's about 4 o'clock, so I've got plenty of time. It's just gone 5:15. Oh, there's a bee. And I actually feel alright. I'm going to carry on for another 2 mile. It's further than I wanted to go today, however, I feel good. So I may as well just keep going, really. That's why I'm here after all, to walk. So I'm going to stop at about 6:30. I need to dry my tent out from the other day, from the condensation. But another hour, couple of miles, and then that's it. I don't know where I'll end up, but I'll find somewhere to camp. Morning. Day 4. The plan for today is to try and get to Great Yarmouth. According to the GPS, it's about 15 miles to the train station. So I think the initial point to get to is Caistor-on-Sea, which I think is about 6.5 miles away. It's about 6:45 in the morning, so if I take my time I should get there for about 9. Just in time for a cup of coffee and some breakfast. I'm just coming through Newport. The sign said Norfolk Coastal Path to the beach, and then it said alternative Norfolk Coastal Path, which is along this nice tarmac road. Although I'd never normally take a tarmac road over a beach. After the last 3 days, I'm sick of getting sand in my shoes. As you can probably see, I've had to come off the top of the cliffs there and come down to the beach. But it's really nice because the sand's nice and firm. There's no shingle to walk across, so I'm making good progress along the beach. Okay, I reached the point where I was going to leave the trail and head towards the cafe. However, I've spoken to a couple of locals and they don't think it's open on Sunday. The nearest shop is about 10 or 15 minutes off the coast, so I'm just going to continue. I've just had a short break at Caistor-on-Sea. Managed to find a nice public toilet so I could fill my water bottle and have a bit of a sit down for 15 minutes. Yeah, according to the Norfolk Coastal Path sign I've just passed, Great Yarmouth is a mile away. That may be true, but I think I've still got about another 7 or 8 miles to walk today to get round the coast. But obviously I'll keep you updated. Okay, I'm almost in Great Yarmouth. I've just stopped and had a coffee at one of the cafes on the beach. And a bacon sandwich, obviously. I'm going to carry on through Great Yarmouth. And then once I've done the circular around Great Yarmouth, the coastline, I'm going to head back towards the train station. So I've still got about 6 miles to go. Just walking past all the amusements and all the fun fairs, and it's quite busy. Great Yarmouth train station.